Hey fourth graders, Mr. Bell here. Alright, let's get started on your next project, and that is going to be an abstract expressionist paper sculpture. Alright, so it's not supposed to look representational. You're not making office buildings, you're not making a castle or whatever like that. This is totally abstract expressionist. Think about how when you splatter paint all over a painting. And that's abstract expressionism. So this is a sculpture form of that, sort of. All right, so it's going to be 3D, of course, because sculptures are 3D, and it has height, width, and length. So you can measure it, the up and down measurement, the side-to-side measurement, and the front-to-back measurement with length. All right. Okay, let's take a look at some examples. And here we have this was done by a student, and you will see the base, that's the base, and the towers go onto the base. And this one here is a cylinder, and this one here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a pentagonal prism. So you're going to make two towers, one that has angles, and it doesn't matter if the angles are, obtuse or acute or 90 degree, it doesn't matter, and you'll make a cylinder. Okay? And what colors you choose, that's up to you. You want to use at least two colors, but you can use more than that. This person chose red, white, black, and that's fine. Here's another one that a student made. Okay, and they have three. They have a triangular prism here, rectangular prism here. So this has 4 sides. This has 3 sides. There's the cylinder in the middle. And all the stuff that you add to it, these little arches and spirals and any stuff that you add to it, that's totally up to you. I'm going to show you how to make the towers and the base and all that other stuff. That's up to your imagination, okay? And I'll show you one that I made. Okay, and I used a warm color scheme, as you can see, the red, yellow, and orange. And you can add other towers to towers and hole punch things and arches and stuff like that. You cut little pieces out and glue them to the side. All right, everything's glued. All I used was pencil, scissors, and glue, and construction paper. And if you don't have construction paper, you can make this with just a sheet of white paper, and your whole sculpture will be white. Or you can color it first, then cut it and glue it. I'm going to leave that up to you, and you can glue things down on the base also. All right, so the one I'm going to show you, I'm going to use cold colors or cool colors, purples and blues. And I'm going to have a piece for the base. So this is a half sheet of tag board. And I need to think about what colors are going to go on the bottom. And I want to use purple. So I'm going to fold this in half. I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to glue it down on there. All right, so that's the next thing. Get scissors and cut it down. If you want taller towers, you can use a whole full sheet, but I usually use half sheets to do this, so it's not too tall and doesn't fall over. All right, so I'll get some glue on here, and don't put it too close to the edge, and just glue the piece down on top. There we go. All right, so now I have my base. And I need to think about where my towers are going to go. All right. Now, if you want to put another piece on top of this to have a design, you can do that too. Or you can just make your towers and put them on there. So I'm going to go ahead and take this light blue. I'm going to fold it. I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to go through this kind of quickly because I only have so much time to make a video. So you all can pause whenever you need to. Don't feel like you need to keep up with this as fast as I'm going. And I'm going to fold this in half again. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to cut a little rectangle out there. Fold this back. Actually, I might cut some little triangle shapes. I'm saving all this stuff. I might use it later. And I might do some on this side, Sorry if I get off the picture frame every once in a while. I have to reach pretty far to get it to show up underneath this camera. And I'm going to put a shape like that in the middle. So when I open it up, I'll have a neat little base there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And okay, I'm pushing down. Get some glue off here. There we go. So I'm going to put one tower here and one tower here. And I have this neat shape in the middle. So I'm going to put this over to the side and start working on my tower. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to roll this piece up like this. Okay, I've got this rolled. And I have to decide how big of a circumference I want this to be. You know, I can open this up to make it a little bigger. I need to make sure I'm going to have room for it on here though. So if I make it too big, my flaps will cover up too much space. So I'm going to make it a little tighter. And see if that fits on there better. Okay. There we go. All right. Now that's a little tall. If you don't want your tower to be this tall, then you'll want to cut this in half first and roll it the other way. So I'm going to go ahead and I just wanted you to see that you can make them really tall if you want. But I usually make mine a little shorter. It doesn't take up as much space. And roll it this way. There we go. Let it out a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. Make sure it's level. Get my glue. Put it in here. And you're going to have to sit there and press it for a while till it finally stays. It's going to come apart really quickly. You're going to have to hold it for a minute or two. I like to put a couple of fingers in there and here, flip it over and push down on the table. So that's a good way to also do this. Okay, it's finally staying. Now this is what you do at the bottom. So pick the one that's the most level and do some little cuts. I'm cutting them maybe about a half inch. Half inch, half inch, half inch, half inch. Try to make these cuts the same length. Then fold them back like this. Now you're going to get some that have double flaps. Just push those extra flaps on the inside. You don't need those. Just keep going around. Try to get them nice and even. Alright, push the extra flaps in there. And I've got some more. Now I'm going to put a dot of glue on each one of these. Dot, 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 dot. And place it where you want it. And you're going to have to hold this down for a while. All these little flaps till it finally stays. Okay, I think it's going to stay now. There you go. Alright, let's move this out of the way and let's work on the next tower, and that's going to be one with angles. Now, the smaller you make your folds, the more panels you're going to have, the more angles you're going to have. And the bigger you make your folds, the less angles you're going to have, the less sides you're going to have, okay? So I'm going to go about this big, press it really flat. Now take it and fold it forward as tight as you can. Push really super flat. And do another one. Trying to keep it even on the side, at least one of the sides, best you can. And then you're going to have maybe one extra little flap left over. Don't worry about if you have an extra bit left over. Just get your scissors and trim it off. And don't crumple up this paper, you might want to use it. Alright, so I'm going to put it over here with these other pieces that I've cut. Now, when I open this up, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels. One's going to get glued to the other, and then I'll have a rectangular prism. So if you have 6 panels, you'll end up with a pentagonal prism, and so forth and so on. I could overlap a couple of these and make a triangular prism if I wanted to. Or I could cut one of these panels off and make a triangular prism. So you have to decide. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on this section right here. And make sure it's even. I'm going to use this side to make even. It's not matching up there really great, but that's okay. And then you need to press this down. And I can actually go like this and just press till it finally is sticking. Okay, I think that's finally sticking, and here's what you're going to do to this one. Now, I only have to do 4 cuts because there's only 4 corners. So I've got 4 90-degree angles, and I am going to do little cuts just on the corner. Don't make your cuts too big because then your flaps will be gigantic. Did that one already. And time to fold. There we go. I'm trying to get them all even so they match so the tower doesn't lean. And then this one, test it out. Yeah, it leans a little bit, but that's pretty good. I'm happy with it. So now I'm going to put a little bit of glue in each flat and put it down. Center it. Alright, well that's how you make 3-dimensional towers to go in your paper sculpture. Alright, we have a rectangular prism and a cylinder, and now I can start cutting pieces, and I can do stuff like this. I can put a little dot here. I can put a little dot here. I can go like this and hold them down. You're going to have to hold it for a while till it finally sticks. Got to use pressure. Pushing and pushing, and I might have to hold it 20 seconds, 30 seconds. You never know. It's hard to tell how long you have to hold these things until it finally sticks. Depends on how much glue you use. Now I've got this little arch, and the sky's the limit on what you can do. So I'm going to use this piece I have here to make some things that attach across the top, because it looks kind of plain just sitting there like that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some strips of paper. And before you glue it, you might want to go like this and see what it looks like. See if that's what you want. All I need is a little dot of glue here, a little dot of glue here, and I can attach it and hold it until it finally stays. All right. I can also get a hole puncher, and I can use this purple piece, and I can hole punch some little circles. And I'm going to, what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to put very small dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I can get these little dots and very carefully place them on top of this arch, and that'll look really cool. Okay, so I have those, and I can hole punch some more and have them come down all the way to here, and there's a bunch of other stuff I can do to this. So I'm going to do a couple more things and see how that looks. Okay, I'm done. I've added all kinds of neat stuff. I have these little strips coming out here, and I used a pencil to curl them. I added more dots. Have a little circle attached to this arch. Did a little accordion fold, attached it to this, added some dots to the arch, some triangles down here. So take a look. There's so many different things you could do to make yours look cool and interesting. You just have to use your imagination. All right, I can't wait to see yours. All right, have fun with this. Take care. Bye-bye.